Hi, my name's Josie, and I'm going to talk to you about how to safely travel alone in your car. So the first thing I always like to recommend is to get your car checked out by a professional. That's the first thing you're going to do if you're going to go anywhere in that car. Once you've got the okay that your car's ready to go, ready to take you wherever you want to end up, then you start to create your plan. I like to create one big document. In this document, I've got everywhere I want to end up, every path I'm going to take, estimated arrival times, and the amount of driving that I'm going to be doing each day. Once I have this all compiled in one document, we car people like to call it a movement plan, then I share it with people. I usually share the movement plan with 3, 4, 5 of my closest friends and family, and I also give them access to tracking my phone. In this case, no matter where I am, I have people who know where I should end up at the end of the day, and that always adds an extra layer of safety. Once you have all of your mapping set up, you want to download those maps. We end up relying on our phones for almost everything when we take these trips, and you don't want to end up lost without a way out. So I always download the maps for where I know I'm going to be, but just in case technology fails, I also always have a paper map. I draw out the routes that I want to be taking on that map so that even if I'm stuck in a weird, sketchy situation, I get lost, I lose cell service, I always have an idea of where I need to end up, even if it's just the main highway that I need to get back on. The other thing I like to do when I'm on my road trip, I like to call the place that I'm going before I end up there. Let's say I'm staying at a hostel for the night. I like to call them and say, hey, you can expect me there between 4 and 5 p.m. If you don't hear from me by, let's say 7 or 8, please call this phone number, and I'll give them one of my emergency contacts, my mom, my dad, someone who will pick up the phone. The thing that I will continue to repeat over and over again is to trust your gut. When you're traveling alone, you have to let your instincts guide you. If you show up to a place, it's been pre-planned, you think that's where you want to end up, that's what your movement plan says, and it's not quite as legit as you thought it would be, if you're feeling a little sketchy or unsafe in any situation, remember that you're allowed to leave. You're allowed to find a different place to stay, somewhere that you feel comfortable and safe. Okay, when you're preparing for your road trip, you're getting your car all packed up, there are a handful of things that you always want to have in the trunk of your car. These include jumper cables, a battery pack, a spare tire, and a jack, unless your car isn't equipped with one. For example, I drive a Focus RS, that doesn't come with a spare tire anymore. In my car, I have a tire repair kit. So instead of a whole tire, it's actually glue that will go on the inside of the wheel, it'll patch up all of those holes, and it'll get me to a place where I can limp to find a new tire. Know what your car has, and if you don't have a spare tire, if you have one of these repair kits, don't learn how to use it quite yet, but understand how it works so that you're prepared if the time comes. The other thing that I always recommend before going on a long road trip is to have access to AAA. That way you always have someone who has your back if you need it. No matter what's up with your car, they'll be able to drag you out. Some other general items I always like to have in my car are a set of warm clothes. Just in case you get stuck outside for a little longer than expected, maybe it's nighttime, I like to have gloves, a hat, a jacket, maybe some socks, a raincoat, anything that you might want if you're stuck outside for longer than what's on your movement plan. The next thing I like to carry around is a laminated sheet of my emergency contacts. To just have those in the car with me is both handy for my own personal use, and if someone needed to rifle through my car to find who to contact, it would be right there for them. You also want to get to know your car. How much gas mileage do you get? Does it guzzle oil? My car gets 30 to 40 miles per gallon, but I also only get 13 gallons, so I move through gas pretty quick. Whenever I see that fuel gauge go below half a tank and I see a gas station, I'm pulling over and getting gas. While the map may say that there's a town 3 miles up with a gas station, that town could be nothing and the gas station could be a shack on the side of the road. So plan ahead, err on the side of caution, and again, trust your guts. At the end of the day, just remember that all of this is supposed to be fun, but you do have to be prepared to take one of these long trips. I've been lucky enough to road trip both islands of New Zealand by myself, And doing things like this, having extra water in my car for when the car overheated or for when I personally ran out of water, knowing that I might not hit a town for a while and knowing that I was already prepared. All of these things, a little bit of time preparing before you hit the road is such a game changer, and it really allows you to do everything you want to do. You don't have to be worried if you see a random hiking trail that you spontaneously want to go walk up. You're ready, you're prepared, and you can just go have fun.